It's time for Off Their Feed. This is where we take some high-profile tweets of the week and we give our commentary. We're going to start with broadcasting legend, Mr. Larry King. He tweeted, "Whenever a prominent politician dies, everybody always talks about who's next. Why can't we reflect for a moment on the late Senator Frank Lautenberg?" A tweet is the briefest possible thing you could have done there, Larry.
I can't imagine why Larry King would be upset when people start talking about who's going to die next.
Is Larry afraid people are talking about him?
Yeah.
I think Larry killed Frank Lautenberg. That's just my tweet.
This is from our buddy John Fugelsang. "I'm so glad HBO's Game of Thrones maintains the book's literary motif to fuck you for caring about these characters." You haven't seen it yet, have you?
I have not seen it, so mine is la 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 la.
Is Game of Thrones on over this weekend? I hadn't noticed.
Thank you, HBO Signature, for airing Love Actually after Game of Thrones. I needed that.
And I would say not the worst wedding I've ever been to. Conservative commentator Katie Pavlich said, "While Occupy Oakland was burning their city and assaulting cops, the San Fernando Valley Patriots were making signs. Who did the government target?"
It's actually whom did the government target?
Well, at bradblog.com, we did an investigation of this, and we know that the cops were the ones that instigated the violence and then lied about it. So I would respond to her to say the Tea Party wouldn't recognize government tyranny if it slapped him upside the head and shot him with tear gas.
That's exactly right. Scott Olson was a protester, a veteran at Occupy Oakland, and he was hit in the head, shot in the head by police with a tear gas canister, fractured his skull, and the Tea Party patriots who were, attacked by the IRS had to fill out some extra forms. So that is really a bomb. That's tyranny.
All right, MSNBC's Ari Melber tweeted, "Pot use is equal among black and white Americans, but police arrest blacks 4 times as often." I would say that's 420 reasons to legalize.
Hey, those private prisons aren't going to stock themselves.
I just like to imagine that cops are just like really bad at arresting white people. Like every time they try to arrest a white person, they like drop. It's like they're just bad at it.
Or it's worse than the 50-50 because the vast majority of the pot being smoked by black people is all being smoked by Snoop Dogg. So
there you go.
It's even worse.
I was at a party once that Snoop Dogg was at, and I looked over there on the other side of a pool, him and his entourage, and literally it looked like a fog machine was going on. It was amazing.
Comedy writer Matt Goldich tweeted, "Next time Justin Bieber goes to a basketball game, he would look less ridiculous if he just brought a baseball glove." I mean, which one of us hasn't worn a black leather garbage bag to a basketball game, really?
Oh, I would say leave the kid alone. It's no wonder child stars make it out of their teenage years alive based on the nitpicking that they get.
Is the suggestion just to wear a baseball glove and nothing else?
Arianna Huffington tweeted, "The Iraq war, the gift that just keeps on giving. China is reaping the biggest benefits of Iraqi oil boom."
I would say that the defenders of the Iraq war said that we were not going in to take all of the Iraqi oil for ourselves. I'm sorry, I was wrong. You were right. It's for China.
I'm with Jon Stewart on this. I'm starting to think maybe that Iraq war was a mistake.
At least someone's getting some benefits out of Iraq.
Jessica Valenti tweeted, "Todd Aiken, is that you? Chambliss blames military rapes on the hormone level created by nature."
Heterosexual men are such weak, fragile creatures.
Saxby Chambliss sounds to me like the guy who rapes a village full of people in some like Civil War era romance novel. And he's like the bad guy. He sounds like a fiction. Saxby Chambliss was here, the latest swooned, and he took advantage of them.
Well, if there are 2 areas that I trust Republicans on, it's women's reproduction and biology. So I'm with Saxby on this.
Time magazine correspondent Michael Shearer, he tweeted, "Drudge Smackdown of Christie. Christie to spend $24 million in New Jersey tax money on special election to avoid Cory Booker."
This is pork he created, and now he's gonna have to eat it.
I'm surprised he's afraid of Cory Booker because Cory Booker is a hero and Chris Christie eats heroes for breakfast and lunch and dinner.
Chris Christie, the tax and spend coward.
ESPN SportsCenter, they tweeted, "Breaking, MLB preparing to suspend Alex Rodriguez, Ryan Braun, and others. Founder of Miami PED Clinic is cooperating." I'm actually shot up on hosting steroids right now, so I really can't comment on this one.
Oh, I think it's interesting that on the heels of the Jason Collins story, we now find that some of the top players in Major League Baseball have been taking it in the ass for many years now.
I heard they found out that they found out about this because performance-enhancing drugs shrink your A-Rod.
and you can always follow me on Twitter.